Can you hear me?
I can.
The bitches are back. We always have technical difficulties, but what would it be? We wouldn't be Melinda Manga without it. Okay,
And the
like I
bitches
have the
handle the
worst time
technical
with tech.
difficulties.
Right?
The bitches handle. Basically, what this bitch did was sit here for 7 minutes and just talk about her day.
Um,
That's what this bitch did.
well, I had like a mini meltdown, so I'll
Mm-hmm.
definitely be going to check that out. But yeah, we are back. We are so happy to be back. It's been a minute, right, Carrie?
It has. We originally planned on doing this last month,
Yeah,
but
yeah. So we took
shit happened.
how many shows did we do before we took a break? So we did about five, six, maybe
Maybe.
around
Maybe.
there. We did a good few, and then your group. I was burned out. I needed a little
Mhm.
bit of a break. I was just
Yeah.
feeling like, bleh, So I told
Really.
Carrie, I'm going to take a break in, what was it, April? I'm going to take a break in
Yes.
April. We'll
Mm-hmm.
come back in May.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then, life was life and
Life,
like
life was
on
life,
10.
and death was deathing. So, you
That
know,
part, that part,
yeah.
oh, that part.
And
Yeah,
so what we originally had planned on doing was coming back in May and doing
right.
this book and or some other book. I don't yeah, I think we were pretty
Yeah,
set
we
on
didn't
that.
have a plan.
Yeah. Um
Since we didn't have a plan, we were just like, oh, we'll figure it out.
yeah.
And then all this stuff was going on. Tell them
Mhm.
about that. Carrie, I didn't
Yes.
mean to cut you off there.
So yeah, so I haven't really been online that much. And if you are privy to me and the officially unofficial geek, I haven't really been around that much. Every once in a while, some idiot says something about AI and I go off, but Todd McFarlane, and I go
Right,
off
that part.
and I talk about stuff, but actually, like, we had the best laid plans. May, we had planned to come back, like we were saying, and
Hmm.
then May just kind of got filled up by my dad passing away. So
Yeah,
yeah, so I'm still dealing with that,
yeah.
but I'm trying to figure out where it's like I've never. This is my first parent that has passed, and
Hmm.
it is one of those things where you're just kind of sitting there. You're like, nothing about you in particular has changed except for the fact that your father died. And but you're sitting there and you're like, what the hell is my place in this world now?
Right.
And is this my place in the world? Is this my place in the world? And then you have all the other stuff that's going on along with that. And it's
Hmm.
yeah, I'm reading and I gotta tell you, like I've found the strangest solace probably in a book series that you could ever think of, that like and I'm unfortunately I'm sorry to say it's not the book series we're talking about today, but
Yeah, it's not, but I know exact. I feel like I know which one you're talking about. And yes, but I'm glad that you could find solace in something. Because right, I meant to ask you to look at it in the back. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out. So cute, so
yeah,
cute. If you know, you know. Okay, if you
you
know,
know,
you
you know. Um,
know.
but no, so I'm here. I'm trying to figure it out. People, you don't know until you know. I think like he had been sick for a while, and I didn't
Yeah,
know exactly. It was one of those things where it's like the way I kind of characterized it. I think I said this to you, Sheena, was that you were just kind of in a waiting pattern to know that you're going to be progressively more depressed.
that part.
And it's just, and now I'm in this weird area where I'm like, some version of mad or sad. And I've been that way since May 6th.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carrie and I have had some conversations in between, and I feel bad because sometimes like the time doesn't link up. And
Mhm.
now I go and check the messages and there's 17 fucking messages. I'm like, oh my God, I look like an asshole. But I swear to
Oh,
you, I was like,
yeah.
Carrie, I swear to you, I care. Like, I'm over here crying for you, like, but
And I think it was like what, probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago that I finally just was like, okay, so I know I'm not myself, and this is why. And
yeah,
it's yes, dead dad pass, right? But like it's
yeah,
like this is that was like the jumping off point for everything that I'm feeling or
right.
everything that's going on right now. And
Hmm.
it was like I think like I just basically just like voice message after voice message, just kind of like this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened at the
Right.
funeral, and then this happened after the
Yeah.
funeral. And I knew when I was sending them, I was like, she is not going to see these for like several hours.
Yeah. And then I woke up, I was like, or, I was like, oh my God, what? Oh my God, and you just don't know what to say. But I'm glad that you felt safe enough to like
Hmm.
put all that down there. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
sometimes people care, but sometimes you feel like people don't want to hear your grief. Like even they care, but it's like that awkwardness or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. But I'm glad that you feel safe enough with me to say something and feel something and everything. But
Mhm.
yeah, and then I was sick on top of it. Remember, I was like, oh my God, I
Oh
just got
God,
over
yeah.
literally, I was sick for 3 fucking weeks. I was telling Carrie, and I did not feel like myself. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy
You
how long I
had
was fucking sick for.
flu
I got the flu.
in your eye,
It traveled and it traveled to my eyes.
and
So I had a flu eye, like a cold in my eyes. It was horrible. Then I got a fucking earache ear infection on
I
top of it.
didn't know
I
that
went to
was
like
possible.
different fucking doctors. Yes, I didn't know that either. He said, yeah, it just went into your eyes. I was like, what? So I mean, it was just a whole thing. So May totally fucking sucked. It was up and down. Me and Carrie had, some really deep conversations and shit like that. But we're here. And then we didn't know whether we should come back because of everything that was being highlighted, brought to light with the whole, DC may be on some fuck shit.
Yeah, and
And
like anything, it was one of these movements that like the heart of the movement is still there, but it was like all of a sudden you're like, it's in, it's out, it's in, it's out, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, I feel like our place, like I was questioning it, like especially because we
right,
were originally planning to do this right when the blackout happened.
right, right,
And I was like, okay, we're about ready to talk about a DC book. Now, it's a DC book with good reason that
right.
relates
But
to the
no, Carrie
blackout.
came up with that. Yeah, because
And
I was like, oh, we'll figure something out, Carrie. And Carrie came up with the idea to do this book. I was like, yes, yes,
because
girlfriend. Yes.
what the book that everybody is highlighting whenever they talk about how long it is, that let's just jump into it. Shall we just jump
Yeah,
into
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, let's go from
Fuck
dead
it.
dad and flu to why we're here today. Okay. So, the reason why we're here today and we're doing this book, it's called I Am Batman. Now,
Hmm.
we put balls to the wall and we did all 3 volumes. So we're going to talk about those
It's
today.
I Am Daddy Batman. You can't see it in little parentheses, but it's called I Am Daddy Batman. Just let you know. That's fine. But
Yeah,
no, I'm just joking. So yeah, we went balls to the walls and read all
19 issues.
all 3 volumes. Yep.
And it is 19 issues, even though technically the numbered issues end on 18, because that first issue is issue 0.
Right.
So, I don't know why they did that, but they did that. And it's the book that is mentioned periodically by people when they're talking about the DC hashtag DC so white, hashtag DC blackout campaign.
Right.
Because it is the last book that was an ongoing series that had a black lead. Okay.
Right.
And some of you that maybe didn't.
How long ago was that?
That was in I think the last issue was in 2023, early 2023.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's been a long time. But it is the book that is highlighted as being the last one. So DC started, and anyone that is a DC fan knows that DC very much saturates their comic book shelves with Batman books. You know, and it's no secret why. Batman is one of the most recognized and popular comic book heroes in the world. You can look at anything and you can see how Batman in general matches up against any comic book hero. And you know that Batman is one of the most universal characters and the most recognized. You could look at anything. You could look at the sales totals from Matt Reeves' The Batman versus the sales totals of Superman. And there's a difference. Spoiler alert, Batman beats it. And everyone, I think, collectively watched, I think most people collectively watched Superman and thought it was a piece of really great work. I even love, I love Superman. But you have an oversaturation in the market of Batman books, and it's something that you would hear periodically other YouTubers or other comic book commentators or reviewers talk about pretty regularly, is that there was a lot of Batman books all the time.
All the time.
So when this book comes out, you're in the middle of a lot of different Batman-centric titles. And there's a big difference between this book and the others. And I think that's why it got slept on the most.
That part.
Because it came out at a time where it was like, oh God, another Bat book. Oh God, another thing like this. Why do we need another Bat book? The problem is this is different. And the reason why it's different is it's because it's not your regular Batman. It is Jace Fox, son of Lucius Fox. So basically, you got this book, which starts in about, I think it was October 2021. I think. But before that, we had 4 issues of Batman the Second Son. And then before that, we had 4 issues of the next Batman, Future State. No.
And it's so confusing at times. You remember, Carrie, I was like, am I reading the right stuff? Because I remember coming in, I believe Future State was my very first event that I ever did. And I'm buying shit, don't even know what the fuck is going on. I'm just having a good ass time, buying fucking covers, like trying to figure shit out. And then Fear State started, right?
Yes.
And then like kind of, that's where he kind of like comes all in and everything like that. So
so the future
so it's kind of messy.
The Future State stuff was kind of like, it was right after Death Metal. So it was kind of this transition time period between Death Metal and Infinite Frontier, right?
Yeah. Okay.
at the end of Death Metal, if you've ever read that, Wonder Woman makes this ultimate sacrifice that basically saves everyone and kills her.
Right.
So we got that ending of Death Metal, and then we go and they're like, let's do this thing. It's called Future State. Now, I remember in my apartment during the pandemic being like,
right.
I'm starting to get interested in this stuff again. And
Mm-hmm.
but I'm reading graphic novels or trades of things. So when I jumped back into this, I read 2 stories. When I jumped back into comics, I read 2 stories, and that propelled me to actually look at single issues again.
Right.
And that's Punk Rock Jesus by Sean Gordon Murphy and Bitch Planet.
Right.
Two book series that everybody had been, bothering me for some time to read. And so that's what propelled me to even look at the Future State stuff.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, well, who is this? Who is this
Mm-hmm.
this Batman that is not Bruce Wayne?
Right.
And
who? What were you gonna say?
That really just, propelled my interest in learning about Jace Fox.
Right. Oh God. But yeah. So then John Riley wrote this, right? Correct. Did I do that right? John Ridley. My bad. Sorry.
Academy
I'm gonna fuck up a lot of names.
Academy Award winner John Ridley won the Academy Award for a movie called 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah. Remember, I was like, Carrie. I was like, is this like she said something? I was like, oh, is he a big deal? I said something like that. And you're like, yeah, bitch, he's a big deal. Let me put you. I was like, bitch, I don't know these things.
Yeah, 12 Years a Slave won the Academy Award.
It's like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I see. All right.
Yeah, so, and he wrote that. And now, don't get me wrong. John Ridley has his own, bits of controversy out there. But he does have his own polarizing characteristics to people. But obviously, 12 Years a Slave, Academy Award winner. Okay, so he's going to go write comic books now.
Right.
Okay. All right. So he writes all of the I Am Batman, all of the Jace Fox Batman stuff, even the new Batman, Second Son, I Am Batman. He writes all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
Then he also does like a right after, kind of also concurrent with the end of this, he writes a it's called the Gotham PD Blue, I think is what it's called. He also wrote that.
Okay.
And I think he wrote some Black Panther.
Nice.
So he's dipped and by the way, he is a fellow Libra. Okay, did not realize this until I'm looking up information about him today. Not only is he a fellow Libra, he's a fellow October 1ster as me. So we were both born on October 1st. Different years though.
So is Hello Kitty.
Yay! I know.
You guys all have cool ass birthdays.
We have this wonderful shared birthday. Me, John Ridley, Hello Kitty.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Hello Kitty's birthday is November 1st. My bad. It's November 1st. My bad.
But you know what?
1st.
Actually, I gotta look this up to confirm it. But I think there's another like really like cool like there's other cool October 1st birthdays. So October 1 celeb birthdays. Okay. Girl, Julie Andrews.
Okay.
Mary Poppins. The Queen of Genovia. Clarice Rinaldi. Yeah, October 1st. Who else? Let's see here. Anyone else? Yeah, we got that. We got Julie Andrews, right? Jimmy
Nice.
Carter. President Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
All right. Brie Larson. Um, yeah, so yeah, that's cool. Anyway, October 1st.
Mm.
He was born October 1st, and that's pretty cool. But anyways, I am Batman. Um,
Right.
so basically what happens right before I am Batman is Jace Fox makes the discovery of his life, and that discovery is the fact that his father, Lucius Fox, has been outfitting
Mm-hmm.
Batman with all of his wonderful toys.
Right.
But he keeps that secret to himself because he discovers a prototype mech, big metal mech Batman suit in the
Right.
basement of the industries, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he is like, wait, what a second? Like, because right now, at this point in the storyline, the Fox family is pretty anti mask, anti vigilante,
Yes. Right.
stemming from what happened during the Joker War.
That part. Yep.
So they're very anti all that. You also have the sister Tam is in a coma because of
Yep.
um, being attacked by the rat catcher,
Mm-hmm.
and so you have Lucius Fox being horribly victimized by the Joker and Punchline. You have
Punchline. Yeah.
yes, hashtag where's Punchline. Um,
That part.
you have
Jace.
yeah,
Jace got his ass into some shit and
but
did
yeah, we're
some, you
mhm.
know, when his past, like he was running from his past, he tries to come back and do something with his life, and so he's like trying to kind of run from that. There's a lot of things going on in that family. Yeah, so a lot
Mhm.
of, and the mother too. The mom, his mom, is
Tanya.
right in the midst of it. Yeah.
Mhm. Tanya's interesting character because what I like about her is she's a little bit easier to budge on all of this than anyone is in
Hmm.
the whole thing because she is, in fact, she's like, I recognize what all of this has done to my family and Gotham
Hmm.
and everything. But then like,
Right.
you know, she's the one that has those feelings and she's the one that's kind of first to budge on all that.
Right.
And lo and behold, the reason she budges is because of this Batman.
Right. Right.
And so Jace has gone through a lot of stuff. He kind of runs, he becomes, he gets that, special, Batman mercenary, type of training where
Hmm.
his training and physicality and a lot of stuff he did is not completely dissimilar to Batman, to Bruce Wayne.
Right. To Bruce
Uh,
Wayne. Yeah.
so he's got all this experience, he's got this physicality, and he can hold his own. This is not somebody saying, I think I'll be Batman today.
Right.
This is somebody that has gone to other, parts of the world and been Batman, but just without the mask.
Right.
So what do you think about like the whole idea of this person kind of running away from their past and becoming a new man and coming back to become what he becomes? What do you think about it?
I mean, I was for it. I didn't totally know a lot. Like, I don't, that's what I was like confused. Like, when I first read it, I was really like, okay, what, I didn't remember what, it wasn't told what he did until a little later in the book, but I
Mhm.
mean, his past made him want to do something better for himself. And then even he like kind of is torn between it. Like, do I even deserve to try to do anything good with my life because of what I've done? And,
Mhm.
am I even capable of those things? Or if I'm a deep down, am I just a shitty ass individual? And, he's very remorseful. So, like, why couldn't he, like, move on with his life, And yeah, it's because of the connections of his family and stuff like that. Yeah, he had something that a lot of other people don't have. But with his time, he kind of did something good, And he wasn't
Mhm.
trying to take somebody else's place. He was just trying to, make a place for himself. Like, just like you said, and it wasn't like he was just out here like, oh, I'm just going to be Batman one day. And no, he's like, did stuff to end up where he is, So yeah, I respected it. I didn't hate it. That's why I kept on. I was like, okay, I can get behind this. So
I think it seemed very similar to Batman's story to Bruce Wayne.
that's what I was gonna say. I was like, but Batman was doing the same. He was dealing with his fucking past the way he felt like he could, and the money, the resources, everything and that's what he chose to do. He could have really went another direction, but that's what he chose to do. So
Mhm.
Jace, yeah,
Yeah. So without even knowing it, his situation is very similar to the actual Batman,
hmm
but they do have kind of conflicting values in what they pay
huh,
attention to.
that part, yeah. So and then Jace comes after he comes home and then like having to deal with everything just the everyday shit with the family, with, you know, working for his dad.
Mhm.
And that's really fucked up too. Like that whole situation of him working for his dad and having to be around his dad and knowing the stuff that he knows and wanting to go in the direction that he's going in, knowing the shit that he knows, and then everybody has fucking secrets. Like, yeah, just family shit, that could be tough.
Lots
And
of
now they
family
came
shit.
in with all this money, like all the fucking money that they ended up with and how their life changed because of the money and everything like that. So,
Mhm. Yeah. But we don't see a lot of Luke Fox in this. And
right,
I think the majority of the Luke Fox stuff kind of happens in the Second Son uh,
right,
books. Um, and just for a little bit more context, um, Luke Fox is also Batwing.
right.
And so that's also another thing that doesn't even get touched on at this point in these books. In these books
Right.
here, that Luke Fox, is actually Batwing. It gets talked
Yeah.
about in the
I think
previous.
his dad mentions it like a brief ass second. He was like, you don't even know your brother is fucking Batwing, or like he's a bat too. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's not even it's like briefly just fucking mentioned. But yeah, so I think this whole first issue, right, was like right in the middle of future state, right?
This here is in fear state.
Fear state. Okay, got it.
Yes, we had a lot of states going on, and this is fear
That part.
state.
And
Because okay,
that's why it was so hard to like I feel like that's another reason why like it's hard to get into like superhero books and stuff like that because like
then you get these
kind of to
events.
read this, kind of read this, you had to read this. You see what I'm saying? Or like kind of
Mhm.
like they didn't set it
Yeah,
up to like, okay, we're just introducing this person. This is like
let's.
how they said, this is Batman Zero, like, but it wasn't like
Uh-huh.
Batman like year one where we got like this whole foundation and shit like this. We kind of did, but we did it. Do you understand? Like, does that make sense? Like,
And let's talk about Fear State for a second, because this is the whole first volume. It basically deals with everything having to do with the magistrate and everything going on with that. So
Right.
Fear State was, in my opinion, a failure. Um,
Okay.
because it just seemed so like wibbly wobbly all over the place.
Okay.
There was just
Okay.
there was a lot of people in the kitchen um doing things. You had Nightwing was involved. You had all the Bat family involved. You had Harley Quinn, you had Catwoman. All these books converged on this one thing. So
Right.
when you're reading it, you have to, and the way it was written, you have to read all those damn books.
All of them.
And you have to know what order you read them in. And there were moments when they were released out of order. And I remember trying to be like, okay, guys, come on. Come on. Can we just switch? Does Batman necessarily have to come out the first week of the goddamn month when Nightwing has things that happened in it before that story, that part of the story?
Right.
And there was this big mumble jumble, weird, concepts of, time and, how things were going and where things were going and where people were. That everything was, and you had basically every Gotham book, including I Am Batman, dealing with all this. Now, truth be told, the two parts of Fear State that actually were really good were Harley Quinn and Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Because while everyone's just kind of out there throwing punches and beating everyone down, you have Harley Quinn and Catwoman actually trying to solve the problem.
That part.
And you have Harley Quinn and like it's the idea, and the way I thought of it was like, how do you combat fear but with love and hope? And Catwoman, everything she did in
That's
that
fair.
whole time period had to deal with the love she has for not only Bruce, but also for her town, for her city. And the same, and then you have Harley Quinn. Everything she did was to protect that city and to bring the broken pieces of Pamela Isley back together. And it was just those two interconnected so much. And it was like, you could tell that Romvi and Stephanie Phillips were the two people writing those two books at the time. That it was like, okay, they had a grasp of what was going on, and they took their part and they wrote the shit out of it, and it was actually the good parts. Because it made sense.
Agree.
Like when you had Catwoman meeting up with Harley Quinn, it's because you already knew Harley Quinn was on her way.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have this first volume of I Am Batman, it is hard to kind of get into, except for the fact that there are necessary things that happen in I Am Batman, that first volume, that make it easier for you to understand where everything is going when he goes to New York.
Right.
And one of the things that you have to be privy to is the fact that you have a police presence in Gotham City that is corrupt, but you have certain people trying to keep it together.
To keep it together, right? Right.
in
And then
more ways
this
than
is
one.
right, right. So you have who is this right here?
You got very
I
angry
can't even
looking
see.
Renee
Change my
Montoya.
green. Yeah, Montoya's right there. She's trying to like keep the peace. She's like, what the fuck? She's
Like this
dealing with
is a
this mob
peaceful.
that's out here. Not the mob, but these people that are protesting.
Yeah, these
And
people are these people are
and
protesting. They had a right to be there. Why are you,
yeah,
messing with them? Yeah.
right.
Which, if you
And
want to get
then
right down to
yeah,
it, the time period that this book is coming out,
right,
so it starts releasing in 2021, October 2021. Right before that, you have the Batman Second Son, and right before that, you have the next Batman. And there are people. It's right in the middle of the pandemic. Still, we are just months off of all of the protests for George Floyd, for Breonna Taylor, and
uh-huh,
all that.
right,
We are still kind of experiencing that at that time. You think about the time period where John Ridley might have been writing this, and he's writing specifically about protests that are happening in Gotham City
right,
involving the government of Gotham City and the magistrate,
tree, yeah,
which was this thing that was, it's hard to describe the magistrate without having to go into a whole big dissertation about the magistrate, but think about oppressive government.
that
People
part, yeah,
being just taken and beaten.
force, yeah, using brute force, yeah, and blurring lines and not giving a fuck, and yeah.
Mhm. Now you
And
add
Montoya, like she's
whole,
talking to who is it, Whitaker? Yeah,
yeah. So then you add the fact that so you have all these people out there doing that. They're protesting the magistrate. Then you have the scarecrow, like, oh, let's release this fear toxin all over the place. Hence why it's called Fear
yeah,
State. Okay. And it's just like, oh my goodness. And that's part of the problem with Fear State was like, can we pick a villain? Is it the magistrate or is it Scarecrow?
right,
But anyway, so you have the themes of protest and oppression and police brutality right in the pages of a Batman book.
mm-hmm,
Um, and Renee Montoya trying to be like, what the fuck?
right, right. And
And
just like
then
you said, she has some cops that are like wanting to do the right thing, not trying to like take in their own feelings about shit. Like Whitaker, she doesn't want to fuck with masks and stuff. She doesn't look at that as a
you're
something
thinking you're
to
thinking Detective
believe
Chubb.
in. Chubb, I'm sorry, Chubb. Yep, Whitaker's
Whitaker
her
is her
is
her partner.
her partner, right? So Chubb, yeah,
Yes.
I liked her. I really liked
Yes.
her as a cop. Like
Um,
she was badass. Like she wasn't scared to say anything and stand up what she thought was right. And
mhm.
she always seemed to do the right thing. Even if it was hard. But like Chubbs was like, yeah, I don't really care for them, but I'm gonna do my job. And
So in the midst of all of
so
this, there she is. There she is
yeah,
with her cool bleach hair. Like, there she is. Um, so Detective Chubb, she does not like masks. She does not
yeah,
like, yeah, she's like, no, no, she's like, I don't like Batman. Did I stutter? Okay. And she's, being told to take a hands-on approach to masks in the city here, and she's like, yeah, no
hmm,
problem here, you know. And
yeah,
but all that kind of goes out the window for a moment for her.
That
because
part.
when they have the anarchy getting killed, okay, and
Right.
you have this kid that is getting he's getting in trouble for it, and extra added bonus, the person that's being brought in to represent this kid is Tanya Fox.
Right. Right.
So they get in a situation where Tanya Fox is consulting with her client, and this,
Let me see if I can find that.
yeah.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
So the moral
That's fine.
authority comes up and they're trying to kill the kid that killed Anarchy. You know, come to think of it, later on, Anarchy isn't, this kid isn't even who killed Anarchy. So you find that out later. But they're all shooting up this building, and the only one that can get to Tanya in time is, guess who?
Batman.
Yeah. So,
Or no. Hold on, babe. I'm sorry.
yeah, we're,
I don't know where it is, but I knew exactly what you were talking about. So
yeah,
yeah, so Ty, and then she feels some type of way about the mask too, but
yeah,
she has a job to do, and and then who was it that went to her? Montoya went to her and asked
yeah,
her to
to represent the
represent this
kid.
kid.
Yeah,
Edith, yeah,
yeah.
and then
So
Chubbs was
she's,
all like, "Why am I supposed to feel bad about him? He's just another. You guys wouldn't be having that same energy if he was a black kid. He's just like some like, why are we doing all this? But
yeah.
I'll go along with it. But she's just like pointing it out, like, you want me to be like enthusiastic about this shit, and I could, like
So
it doesn't.
you you get in a situation where Tanya is is getting attacked, and the only person that can get to her is Batman, aka her son.
Yeah,
And when Batman saves her life, aka her son, she softens. That's the moment when she softens to Batman just a bit,
right.
because if it wasn't for him, she may have died.
Yeah,
And so when Lucius Fox is like, you had the opportunity to kill Batman and you didn't take it. Like, why didn't you take it? She's like, you know what? I just felt like that was not the right move at that moment. Cause, kind of like the
right.
thing is like, this dude is like trying to save me. Why am I going to kill him? You
Yeah,
know? And she's like, you've been, kind of just, sitting here all willy nilly, not even like, she's like, you have to go to therapy, buddy. Like, you need to see someone about this whole thing because of what you went through.
yeah,
And
because the torture that he went through, he's still carrying that around, and he's making decisions that are solely based on how he felt and what
right,
his what he went through, and not seeing it like as it is. Just like Tanya said, like, why would I kill him if he was trying to protect me? Like, that don't make no damn sense. So
yeah,
you can't have like this prejudice like outlook on it on all the time. You see what I'm saying? You can't just move in life like that. And I guess that's for how people feel about certain individuals and stuff like that.
mhm,
Like, are you going to be biased and like try to have a like case by case, or are you gonna just lump everybody in that same fucking category?
yeah.
So
So like it was like we have to judge people on the content of what they do and what their character is, person to
yeah,
person. Like,
right,
and
right,
you're she, it's almost like she's saying to him in more or less terms like, you're up here and I need you down here.
right.
Like, you're up here, down here is where I need you. And
That
this
part.
is it's not even just like because of that moment. She's just like, look around you because there is suffering everywhere in this family, and we're all going to try to work through it, but we need you to also try to work through it too.
Right.
And it
Right.
brings up this whole concept of the taboo of mental health and the taboo of getting help for
Right.
these kinds of things. And that's another thing that gets brought up in this book, is this idea of getting past your past and doing something to help you get past your past. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something that happens in this book as well, and it happens to everyone.
Everybody. Yeah. Yep.
Literally everyone in
Yep.
this book that's a main
Everybody.
character goes through that.
Uh-huh.
And it
Right.
shows many
And
different
decides
ways
what
and
they
how,
want to do. Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Because even Lucian, I mean, so Lucius Fox, like so he made all the tech that the magistrate is using, correct? So we see that in the beginning where he's using all his money, all his power, all his fucking smart, smarty pants fucking tech to fuel the magistrate. And when he finds out,
Mhm.
because he ends up finding out that this Batman is his son,
Oh my god, when that faceplate
he,
breaks.
yeah, when the faceplate, so he he could have turned another way. Like, who knows? Like, you could have been like, I feel so strongly about this and don't want to be wrong. You could have let your son fucking be killed or anything like that. But
Yeah,
then
like
he went against everything
if that faceplate
to,
hadn't broken,
yeah.
this would
And
have been
then,
a very short
yeah,
book.
so yeah, that part. So that's the whole thing too, is that this Batman has a faceplate. Like his whole face is covered up. So when he loses the one, just like Carrie said in the beginning, he finds that mecha suit that is a Batman. He dabbles with it. He tries to get his homeboy that is really
Let's
good
talk,
with tech and everything. And
let's talk about the
yeah,
bad suit, because
let me see if I can find it. Oops.
like just a picture of that suit, like even if he's wearing it, is there he's just like,
So
I
this
am
is
not going to
him.
deal with that fool thing unless I really have to.
Yeah, right. So so he has this suit. Oh yeah, and then he tries it out for the like one of the first times, and
Oh
look
my
at check
god.
it out.
One thing you got to know
So
about me
there's a
is I love a good splash page.
nice, yeah, yum,
Like
yum.
in all
This whole
the
thing that I couldn't stop. I'm like,
in all the panels that I'm like sending Sheena to use for the first and third books, like there's like a shit
oh,
ton of these, full page like splash pages, and I'm like, yeah, I've got to type. Um I love this image here with him in the mech suit
yes,
coming out of the
yeah.
smoke.
So then he could right trying to help the police help like resolve this shit getting out of hand. They're protesting. They're out there in the streets. Somebody throws. It just starts to escalate, and he shows up in the suit trying to help. Well, he looks like this. Holy shit, like
And that has absolutely got to be the most cumbersome thing to try to do
right,
anything in. Like, oh my god, like this is probably why it's still sitting in the basement and
right,
not being
right.
used, because
Right.
oh my
And then
god.
yeah, because it goes south. It just goes fucking south with it. And it
Mm.
actually makes him look bad. He actually sees like on the news and on, like social media, oh, Batman started a riot. Oh, Batman did this. And oh, like he's just like, fuck, I'm trying to do good. And people are like, you know, just tearing me down and not even seeing for what it is. But that's how it is at times. Like people see it different angles and different ways and stuff like that. And Chubbs wasn't having it. She was so pissed that he showed up. And she's so tired. She's already over it, even though it just began.
Let's talk about this beautiful woman right here, Hadia.
Man, she's so beautiful. She's so badass.
She's so
So this
awesome.
is his love interest. This is his
Yeah,
love interest. Love of
this is
his
his
life.
girl. This is his girl without being his actual girl, but he's in love with
Yeah,
her.
and then yeah, and then this is another thing, maybe kind of like Bruce Wayne they have in common. This push and pull between them. No, I can't, but she is the love of my life. You see what I'm saying? Like, but
Mhm.
they're so good together. They help each other out, but they don't. He doesn't talk about his feelings. He doesn't downright say he loves her, but he loves her, and she knows that. But just like it's like mommy and daddy. So
Yeah, more than you know. Yeah, like
right.
because like with the Bruce Wayne Batman, you have Catwoman who is a badass in her own right, and then you realize
Hmm.
Hadia is a badass as well, and
Yes.
she is absolutely fantastic. Um,
Yeah. And this
and
is another person that's taken her past, some fucked up shit, some things that she carries with her every
mhm,
damn day, something that happened in her past. And she tries to be good. She tries to move on and make the decisions and, you know, not just for herself, but the people around her, even if they're not that great to her. So
right. So
this is one smart chick, too. I was like, damn, girl.
yeah. So the bat suit that he ends up settling on, okay? And this is I was kind of
Oh,
saying this, yeah, there we go. So basically, did you catch that it's like so like when I first read this, and I was kind of mentioning this before we started recording. I was like when I first started when I first read this, I had no real concept of the idea of like 3D printing, right?
okay.
So I was just like, okay, so this guy just made a bat suit for him somehow, some way. And I was like, you know what? Willing suspension of disbelief. Willing suspension of disbelief. I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. Right. And then
Uh
I
huh.
read it again and I'm like, motherfucker 3D printed this. This is 3D printed. If you go back and you
Right.
read what he says, what Vol says,
Uh huh.
it's 3D printed.
Right. So Vol is his homeboy that knows all the tech, that knows how to, like hack
His
into shit,
Alfred.
and he's helping. Yeah, he's basically Alfred. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then like it's not like, once again, let's say this too. It's like they're not trying to replace Bruce, and they're not trying to like piggyback off of Bruce and like, oh, this is just a bad, like, no.
This is
But
different.
there was this is different.
The
Like,
focus is different.
yeah. So yeah, that the suit. Oh fuck! And then the second, is this the end of this one? No. So yeah, so you get to see. Oh god, he's so fine. I was like reading this one. The art in here is so beautiful in this one. Like the way, like look at that, gorgeous,
And then he's like, 6 tags, but can
gorgeous.
you go do it someplace else? Like,
Yeah. Oh, and he finally takes it out for the first time. His new, and then so with this one, the difference in this bat suit is that he has a full mask, you
mm-hmm.
know, and there's always this ongoing joke that Bruce Wayne always had this part of his of the cowl uncovered, so everybody knew that he was white, like the cops knew
Yeah,
he was white, so he didn't get shot at.
yeah.
And but I liked it that, well, of course he has to, at first, the real reason why Jace like covers his face is because, number one, like the magistrate has face recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, he's trying to like establish himself. But it's funny because like he's out making himself known, staying, like talking to people, interacting more than Bruce ever would.
In the
But then
parts of
he doesn't
town
want
that
his dad to find out. Yes. In the parts of town,
that
yes.
yeah. In the parts of town that he thinks are not as represented in these
Right.
crime fighting efforts, you know.
Right.
So he's trying to focus it. When we talk about Batman, we talk about him being a street level hero, right?
Right.
And when it comes right down to it, yes, he is a street level hero. And even despite this book, he is still a street level hero. But you know who's even more street level hero is Jace Fox.
Yes.
Because it is literally
Yeah.
he finds some guy joyriding in the street and he stops him so he doesn't hit people. Like
Right.
he like looks
Right.
at these kids tagging a wall and being like, "Hey, can you not do
And
that?"
telling them, yeah, yeah, can you not like mess up and try to find somewhere else to tag?
Yeah.
Like you're, not saying that it's not art. He's respecting them, but kind of like trying to open up their eyes, like little things like that are just trying to be better, And then even the cops had said when he had stopped the one dude, the cops are like, you're still here? He's like, yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he was like, well, usually Batman takes off after
Yes.
this. Oh God, look at this one.
Look
Oh,
at that. That is beautiful.
I am hard.
That is
Yes,
beautiful.
I am hard. So how do you not like, you know?
Like this
So,
is
but the cops are like, usually, Batman doesn't stick around. Like he's gone. You see what I'm saying? But he's like, no, I'm trying to work with you guys. Like I'm trying to establish a
Mhm.
relationship with you guys, not just one person, kind of how like Batman only had like those couple of people that he trusted and talked to. And but no, he's trying to show that he's for the people, he's
Trust.
here and that he's trying to help, Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to build a trust there.
Right.
That that visibility. The only way to build that trust is visibility. And
Mhm.
that's why he views it. Is like, if the only way to build that trust is visibility, well then I'm going to try to be as visible as possible.
Right. Right.
But yeah, this moment right here, where I did you think it was kind of
Oh,
funny that his weapon of choice was very similar to Nightwing's?
yes. Come on, Carrie. I know.
Mm-hmm. Like you don't see a
Love
Batarang
it.
or anything.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
don't see
And
any of
he
that
even
shit.
right. And then what's his name had when his daddy finds out, so he takes on like his very first, we'll get into that, but he even just his dad asks him when once he finds out that he is Batman, he's like, why don't you have X, Y, and Z? Because that's what Bruce had. And he's like, he heavily relied on that shit, and I'm trying to take a different route
Mm-hmm.
and try to just rely on myself more than just tech, more than just, the cool little fucking gadgets and shit like that, which are helpful. Not saying that, but he's just trying to this is how he wants to do things, So
Like I can give you
but yeah,
stuff.
I
And
thought
he's
that was
like,
pretty cool to like popped out and then he just started whipping people down. I was like, oh.
yeah.
And another thing too is that you remember when he was beating up that one when he was getting into it with that one guy, he's like, oh shit, you're Batman. He's like, I don't have to worry about you killing me. Like he's just like, oh, I'm not him. Like I was like, ah, so hot, so hot. I
Mm-hmm.
said, but Batman will whip you. Bruce will beat the shit out of you. He will maim you. He may not
Mm-hmm.
kill you, but he wasn't above like whooping your ass.
You
Like,
will be
but
relearning the ability to speak, but you'll be alive. You won't be you won't be dead, but you'll be relearning how to walk and tie your shoelaces. You know, that's sure.
right.
So we got like
Oh,
the
he's so handsome.
that is pretty cool. So this is kind of what we were already talking about, how the kid is caught up with the whole anarchy thing, and
Hmm.
they bring in Tanya to represent him.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she ends up, yeah. This is the part that I was talking about. That he takes off his cowl, that part of the mask, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not him." Like, and he's
I'm
just like totally scared. Yeah. Ugh,
not like,
he's
oh
still
no, you're not him. Oh, what am I
right.
gonna do now?
Right.
Um, so Yeah. So you got all this stuff.
Describe that to me too. This was before his daddy found out that he was right,
Yeah.
that he was Batman. So he was supposed to be working with his dad, and but he's not showing up because at night he's out, and then during the day he's trying to be present, but he can't because he's so tired and so caught up in everything that's going on around him. And his dad's like, you're slipping into your old ways. You ain't trying to be better. I did all this shit for you. It got you, and you're just like fucking fiddle farting around. So, but
Mhm.
and then he's just like his dad's looking down on him, and it's really taking a toll on him. And he's just like, "Fuck, man." And then you have his mom trying to, because like we forgot to say, like they move all this, they leave, they uproot, and they go to New York. And that's the whole big thing is that they leave Gotham and they go to New York, and her mom's trying to. Everybody's just trying to find themselves. And
Mhm.
Tanya's trying to like that's the mom's name, right? She's
Mhm.
trying to, make a difference, opening foundations, like really taking this money that they were, blessed with and really trying to do good with it, and not
Mhm.
just to say, ooh, look at me. Like, no, she's really trying to show up and trying to make a difference in the world. So and I thought this
Yes.
part was cool where they were talking about the people that were trying to take over the station to go in there to go get that boy um that killed Anarchy. And
Mhm.
they were just pointing out that this is a person that has been overworked, that's worked two fucking jobs, that doesn't feel like nobody gives a shit. And then you have this other person that's like, just
They're
like
influencing them.
normal, yeah. And what's feeling them to do things like this, and easily you could be influenced because of something that you went through. So
Mhm.
I thought that was
That's
pretty
why
cool.
that's why cults are so profitable. That's why people start cults.
That part. So
Like, yeah. So we have this whole, so then we have the situation where, you know, um, Batman saves Tanya and her client, and
mhm,
then you have Tanya like, hey, dude, you gotta go to therapy, Lucius. Like, this is not gonna go
mhm,
on the way it's going on. And
right.
so you have him kind of like agreeing to that, but he's also working with the magistrate still.
That part.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and then you get to the point where he's being introduced to some, the uses, like how his tech is being used. And he notices that it's the come to Jesus moment, you know? He's like, "Oh shit, that's my son, and I need to stop this." And that is something that happens in society where you have
Mhm,
these people that have definite viewpoints about how things are. And the thing is you can't change their mind until they are presented with that on their front doorstep.
right.
And that's
Right.
kind of talking about like that kind of aspect of humanity. And you see it a lot, especially with like when with politicians. Like they
Okay.
have definite viewpoints on exactly like what their viewpoint is, and you don't see them changing who they are until the opposition is right there on their doorstep.
Right.
And it's just like, okay, well, and, nice of you to finally join us, but where the fuck were you? You know?
Yeah.
And
I
and
think
then
too. If
yeah, and
Go
then
ahead. No. No. No.
you have to sit there and you have to be like, okay, well, how much can we exactly trust this person? I mean, like one of the major like examples of that, like right now, that people are experiencing is this idea of, and I was watching something the other day about this. And there's this politician that everyone keeps talking about, and he is in New England. Okay.
Okay.
Graham Plattner or something like that. And I was watching this video, and it was oh god, I wish I could remember who the hell it was. Like, okay, we're gonna keep talking, and I'm going to try to find who it is. Okay. But like, there's this YouTuber, and it was one of the things I'm doing, and this is gonna sound really strange coming from someone that looks like me. Okay.
Okay.
What I've been trying to do is I've been trying to look up more black YouTubers
Okay.
and watch black YouTubers, especially like not just like booktubers, but like also
Hmm.
um like political commentators.
Okay.
And this guy was sitting there, and he's like, I have a hard time with the left right now, because I feel like they are they are backing this guy, and he seems like he's got these, okay, he's got these great thoughts and stuff like that, but it seems like the way he's saying it sounds like he's dog whistling anti-Semites and Nazis.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Oh
so
wow.
the YouTuber that's like calling this out,
Mhm.
it's called Signified B-Sides.
Okay.
Um and let's see here. I don't want it to start the video. I just want to look at his channel. So he does a lot of like pop culture, like culture, political commentary, it looks like. This is the first video I've seen by him. And
Okay.
so he says that that this is basically his rant space for content and topics. And yeah, so he's talking about um this guy, and how the left has a problem where we tend to side with whatever seems like will get the job done, but
Okay.
isn't like, but the thing is about them is they don't seem like they're completely in the right, so to speak. And that
Okay.
he's like, I don't trust this guy because he seems like he's dog whistling Nazis.
Wow.
and and
Okay.
so I was like, because and the main reason I watched this video is because I've been sitting there like trying to figure out like what is the big deal about this guy, and I still don't know enough
Hmm.
to really make a specific, you know, judgment on it. But it's that
Okay.
thing where like we're going to be what's the phrase I'm thinking of? We're going to be tolerant of something because it gets us a means to an ends,
Mm.
and it's not necessarily right.
Some part. Okay.
And I think a lot of the discourse in the Fox family is basically the person, being like, okay, we're going to change how we feel about these things just because it's how we feel in that moment. But
Hmm.
are we actually changed?
Right.
And I think if we had this book series continue on, we would have gotten to see a little bit more of the interaction between um, Lucius Fox and that whole concept. Is he actually feeling changed towards the whole process because it's his son, or is he changed towards the whole
Right.
process because of a concept of a whole?
Right. Right.
And it's it would be, this is another one of the reasons why the book series ending the way it did was so infuriating,
Hmm.
because there were
Right.
things, not just that. This is like a minor thing. Like when we go on, this is like a minor thing compared to what I'm really pissed off about
Okay.
involving this book series being ended. So, but yeah, this is just one of those things where it's like we don't know. I feel like we got cheated out of a storyline involving these two men actually really truly coming to terms with each other.
Right.
Because, like, in
Especially,
particular,
yeah, and all the other stuff that he that is revealed at the end and stuff like that. Like we never,
yeah, like, oh my God. Because, like,
we never get any.
that volume 3 is like, whoo, oh my goodness.
Right.
Like,
Right. And I think too, like there's a. I know this doesn't. This like I should have said this first because Lord, it's gonna sound like so so silly, but like in this moment too, a lot of times, like I think it highlights how like black and brown people deal with shit, especially men. Like they rather like hold it in, do all this, do even if it's fucking wrong, even if it makes you feel icky, even though it could destroy people around you, all this shit. You don't want to go get help. You don't want to seek help. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to do any of those things because of the way that it's so taboo to go get help,
well,
to seek help, to be vulnerable, and I
yeah,
think Felicia's really,
society, society
just like you said,
has shown them
uh-huh,
nothing but, you know, the like, and it's not just it's that whole idea of toxic masculinity.
yeah, yeah,
And we have to be manly no matter what.
right, right, right. So, and like he can never have like a healthy outlook on stuff because he's never dealt with any of the traumatic shit that happened to him. The shit
Mhm.
that happened with Punchline, the shit that really happened, the things like he's running away from, and his marriage, everything. Like so, I don't know. I just it's crazy, crazy.
Mhm. So one of the really important things to kind of end out this volume is the moment where you finally get the two people to sit down and and kind of talk about it. But first, before that, I
Hmm.
almost forgot about this. You find out that Detective Chubb is going to be going to New York as well.
Right, right. And she feels like she's just being thrown there. Like she doesn't feel like it's a promotion, and what's her name is trying to tell her, and she feels some type of way because Montoya sends her there, and she's like, "Well, I'm not going to go without my partner and everything." And she's like, "No, I think this is going to be a good thing," that she ends up in. And I don't know, I feel like people would read her character. I could be wrong, but like the first time I didn't really appreciate her, but the second time around reading her, I totally had fucking respect for her. Like, and it has to be hard to be a cop that's trying to do right, trying
Mhm.
to, being a woman, being a black woman, trying to do these things. And, sometimes like she seems like she's fucking yelling, but she's like passionate about what the fuck she's saying. And I don't know, sometimes like, and then you see that later on, like in the books with those other fucking cops when she goes to New York and how they fucking treat her and how she has to act and like has to kind of just like not even reel it in but be a certain way just to be
Mhm.
heard and shit like that, and she's still not fucking heard. But I thought she was a really good character. I absolutely loved her. So,
Mhm.
and I absolutely loved her partner and the dynamic between these two. Like
Yeah.
so.
Mhm. Yeah. I like the character. Okay, here we go. This is
Hmm.
the moment. So basically, it's
Right,
you know, it's like, well, we've got this wonderful relationship here, peacemaker or peacekeepers, and not peacemaker. That's a whole other story. Peacekeepers and Fox Industries and it's all good, and whoops, the peacekeeper is about to kill his son.
right, right. And he sees
Yeah.
it right there. So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
Was there anything after this? Oh, and I love this part too. I highlighted this part. It's like, yeah, he's getting like the shit beat out of him or Jace, and the people in the neighborhood is like knowing all the good that Jace is trying to do, this Batman's trying to do, and they're like, you got our back, we got your back, even though they're just
mhm,
regular people, and they damn near lose their life
mhm.
trying to save him. And then this is
Yeah,
the
what's right
moment
is
that
right.
he
Yeah.
finally sees. Yeah,
Mhm.
was right. Yeah, exactly. So you get to
Yeah.
see him right here where you see the sun. And then, they kind of touch up. They kind of like, when they finally figure out who's who and what's what. And, there's love there, there's respect there. And he feels bad that he didn't see his son for what he was, but
Mhm.
tries to reassure him that he does love him.
And
And
to not fix the mask.
exactly, right,
Show them who you are. Mhm.
exactly. So, and I remember reading when I was looking into like trying to like read more about this and everything. You know, where am I getting that? How what's his name said that like Spider-Man, he has full mask, full costume, everything, so you can see yourself in him. You can see anybody can be Superman. I mean, not Superman. Anybody can be Spider-Man. No matter what you look like, who you are, blah blah blah. And it should be the same for other ones. Batman, it should be a symbol. Like there should be base things that you should stand for and what you're driving to do and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
you should be able to see yourself doing these things. And when John was writing this book, he was saying that like he grew up reading books like this, never really saw, really never paid attention because like, and I felt this too when he said that he enjoyed stories, he enjoyed reading stuff, he enjoyed watching shit, he enjoyed, but he never saw himself, wasn't wasn't aware of that situation until he saw an actual superhero that was black. And it was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, we can really we can really be one. But we were
And who
so groomed to like just like, oh, like, oh well, we just pretend in our head. You see what I'm saying? Like instead
and
of
you have to
like
wonder,
really
like,
seeing it in front
which
of us.
one does he say in what you saw, does he say which one it was that he saw?
Black Lightning. I believe it
Black
was Black
Lightning?
Lightning. He said,
Yeah.
yeah, that he saw and he was like, holy shit, like they're yeah, like it just dawned on him that holy shit, I don't have to pretend that like we could really be something, like
Mhm.
that's and like when he started writing, he was just like, it matters, like these voices and everything like that matters. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I was
and a lot
wondering
of
if it
people are like,
was.
that's not my bad, man. And that's the real bad. Like, okay, I get it. But at the same time, like, relax.
It doesn't.
Relax.
You know what? Batman is Batman is Batman. Okay? There are obviously differences between Jace Fox and Bruce Wayne. And
Right.
there are a lot of similarities between Jace Fox and Bruce Wayne. And
Right.
but the thing is the differences are exactly why these are this is a valid story. And
Mm-hmm.
representation matters.
Right.
So if you're not reading I Am Batman when it comes out because you are like there's too many bat books and I want to read something else, that's valid.
That
If
part.
you're
Yeah.
not reading I Am Batman because it's not your Batman, okay,
Mm-hmm.
well then whatever, dude, go screw yourself.
Cool story, bro. Like, yeah.
I don't know what
So,
else to say to somebody that because when somebody is saying Jace Fox is not their Batman, what are they really saying? You know,
yeah.
like all I can say is like, okay, go fuck yourself, racist asshole. Like, it's not your Batman. Okay, bye.
Ah, look how sexy he is, though. That's one thing.
Yeah,
You
you
have to
gotta
be
have
sexy
you
to
gotta
be
have the
that person.
you gotta have the Batman standing on the gargoyle, the Jim Lee homage moment
Hmm.
here. Like
I'm done.
this is if we didn't think he arrived, he arrived. Here it is.
That part.
Yeah. So what I really love is this right here. I love this. I love Jim Lee is one of my favorite DC artists as a whole.
Okay.
Okay, one of my favorites, and I really love how with each like Batman, that like and like different like time periods of Batman, different kinds of Batman. You always have this, everyone wants to do the whole, Batman standing on a gargoyle homage to the Jim Lee Batman on a gargoyle
Okay.
type of concept. You not only have this with
Okay.
Jace Fox Batman, you have you have this with Harley Quinn. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Sean Murphy's Batman White Knight series. Um,
Right.
all of those, if you've never read them, please do. Um,
Yes. Please do.
because it's one of those things, especially if you are very specific on the type of Harley Quinn that you love. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I love all Harley Quinn, but I have preferred Harley Quinn versions, and one of them is Batman White Knight, Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's a Batman White Knight presents Harley Quinn, and one of the there's I think it's a cover B where she has the noir suit and she's standing on a
Yes.
gargoyle, and
Right.
it's so cool and I love it. But yeah, everybody does their Jim Lee homage, and this is it right here
Oh yeah. Love
with
it.
yeah, just looking down with the Empire State Building behind him.
Yeah.
That's perfect. It's awesome.
And I
I
love
love
that.
it.
I love the title of the series. It was called Empire. What was it called? State of Mind. Like the Empire State of Mind. Like
Yeah,
I loved that. I love the dialogue in this book too. The conversations, the way that it flowed. Like like I heard like some people didn't like it, but I thought it was nice. Like
mhm.
it wasn't overly, it wasn't like stereotypical fucking black people having a conversation and shit like that, but you could tell that this person knew exactly about like black culture and the way that we talk to each other and the way that I don't know, like I wish
There's
I had the words for it, but I didn't
there's
feel like you're just doing this like
yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't cringy. It flowed so well. Like the cover, like
If
I don't know.
if he was going to put like that kind of, way that people talk and everything like that, it would be one of those things where it's like he would totally be forgiven for doing that because he's a black man, you know. And anyone that has any problem with that, again, see my first statement on anyone that has a problem with there being a black Batman. Like,
Right.
just we will find her, a lot of these people that are sitting there criticizing, a black Batman and the way he talks and all that, are the same kind of people that walk into an authentic Mexican restaurant and expect Taco Bell. Like, sir, madam, take a seat.
Yeah.
Because or they
That
walk
part.
into they'll sit there and they'll criticize Mexican people, and then they want to have, their tacos. Like,
That part.
no.
Yeah. But I appreciated it. I loved the way, like I said, like it wasn't like the stereotypical BS that people think that, down to everybody in the family, and then not just Jace, like everybody that they came to. And I don't know, I was impressed. I was very impressed. So
I will say that when you get
I don't know.
into the second volume and the third volume, and you get more of an exposure to Tiffany.
Yes.
Tiffany has a
Yeah.
little bit more of a flow to her.
Mhm.
I don't know if you noticed that, but when Tiffany talks, she has a little bit more of a charismatic flow to her, and
I see
like
it.
that's I think with good reason, because you want to show that this girl, this young
Hmm.
girl has a
Hmm.
has a bit of extraordinary to her, and hence we see more of Tiff. And Tiff is really, yes, we've got Batman doing Batman things, and getting involved with the police force and everything like that, in New York, right?
Right.
But I think that the one thing that I think really stands out about these two volumes, is Tiff. Is Tiffany trying to find her place for her to
That
deal
part.
with the past and what she does with it. Yeah, this little girl, she is so awesome. She's sitting there. What is she? Probably like 12, 13, right? And she's
Hmm.
gonna beat down somebody she's just like, no question in her heart
Right.
whatsoever. She is going to
Yeah.
go and
And
she's
then when
gonna save this woman.
right. And I like the way that they set her up if she was going to be a Robin. You see what I'm saying? Like how they showed how it progressed, when they moved to New York and she was kind of lost. Like everybody had
Mhm.
something going on and she felt like what she was doing wasn't enough. But then she goes and works at her mom's center and with these women that are just getting out of prison, transitioning, trying to get jobs and stuff like that. And she was trying to help but
And
she
then what
still didn't
she's
feel
doing
like
there
she was
wasn't
doing
enough.
enough.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And
And
so
then,
she's just
this is
like,
the first glimpse of, huh? I'm sorry.
and then she's
Go
just
ahead.
sitting there. She's like, okay, so I'm doing everything that everybody asks of me.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything that everybody asks of me. I'm and then some. But I am still not feeling fulfilled.
Right.
I still do not know where I go from here. And it's this, everybody kind of starts on their journey of like where do I go from here? and how do I deal with my past? And the thing is right
Hmm.
here in these two volumes, you get Tiffany. Tiffany, who is not only is she, you know what really is just like is great about Tiffany, but also kind of complex, and it makes you think. Tiffany hasn't made a lot of decisions. So like
Hmm.
everybody in these situations, especially like Tanya, Lucius, Jace, all of them, like maybe not Tam. Tam is, like just trying to be like, man, I just want to walk again, you know. Um, I
Right.
just want to walk without a cane again. Thank you very much. Um, but Tiff is dealing with the past that just kind of happened to her. Like she didn't make any decisions that were good, bad, or otherwise. This is
Hmm.
all just kind of happening to her. And she's still got to deal with everybody else's shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And feeling some kind of like obligation or like whatever. And she's just like, I'm just kind of here, not she's like, I'm existing and I'm doing everything that is asked of me, but that's not enough.
Right. Right. And then this moment she feels it, but then it scares the shit out of her too. And then, but she goes right back to, because, that her friend, is getting back into the same bullshit that she was getting into. And she's like, no, like, I'm sick of fucking people taking advantage of people that are trying to be good. And that's when she's like, no, I'm going. And that's what really motivated her to make that change. And I liked seeing her story, her little story, the little that we did get, like when she would pop up. Like I like the way that it was transitioning into her being something, you know,
It
more
was
than just the little sister.
it was more than just what everyone else had, where you were like, there were decisions made, there were mistakes made, and then they have to clean up everything. It was a different kind of story, because it was like, that intense need to matter doesn't just come from somebody doing something and doing the wrong thing. That intense need to matter exists
Right.
no matter what you're coming from. And that's why Tiffany is so important. Is just like, there's this,
Yeah.
girl looking around at the world around her and is just like, well, fuck. What way do I get to matter?
Right. Right. Love it.
Hmm.
Love it.
And it makes the fact that this didn't continue. This
Oh,
could have been so
and
important.
it could have been like it had so much potential. And I remember reading it with the first time and thinking, man, like this has so much potential, even though it's kind of like fucking what the hell's going on at the beginning. You see what I'm saying? To like kind of get into it and kind of know I didn't really grasp it. Like I said, I did better the second time.
Hmm.
And
But when it gets to this
man, I was
point,
I was rooting for it, dude. I remember rooting for it. I remember I put it on my pull list when I found out that it was coming out. I put it on my pull list. I was picking them up. As you can see, like
you
I was
gotta.
there, real time,
You're there.
like, yeah.
They say buy the
So,
books, and you bought the books. I did
yeah.
too. I did too.
And I
Because
was like, damn, this could be so good. But I just
especially
don't,
especially when everything, like, I had always been this person that was always like, I know people probably see me in these shows and being like, is she really that way? Yes, I am really that way. Sheena, am I really this way?
you're really this way. And
Like,
I think you toned it down a little bit on here. Like, she's really this way. She lives the way that she's fucking talking. and more.
And
So don't.
it all started being a teenage girl sitting
Hmm.
in a church, parish hall, and people being upset that they were going to start recognizing gay unions, and me not understanding why everyone was upset. Okay.
Right.
So then I grew up in this small town where there, like, anybody that I found out is gay from around my age group was they had to leave Henry. They had to leave where I grew up to
Hmm.
realize that about themselves. Because there's this small town where it was, if you even were suspected of being different, you were treated like crap.
Right. It's horrible.
And there was no place to hide because, yeah, it's not like you could go stand in the cornfields, okay? Like, they'd find you there. And it was the place that made me who I am, for good or bad. And
Yeah.
so then, I get to a point where I go to college, and I lived in a town literally that had, when I grew up, had one black family. One.
Hmm.
I go to college. That's when I start really interacting and learning about stuff and meeting people. And then just from there, realizing and educating myself and understanding, what history was really like, not what I learned in a
Right.
high school,
Right.
history room, right? And I had already been the kind of person that was going to be like, okay, so I'm going to continue to educate myself. I even being that person, becoming that person and in college, furthermore than what I already was, I didn't learn about things like the Tulsa Race Massacre until
Hmm.
right around the time that the whole George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Black Lives Matter movement and everything like that. I didn't know about it until then. I just
Yeah.
didn't, because nobody told me. Nobody thought that was necessary history for me to learn. And
Everybody should learn it.
I was already I was already like sitting there, you know, writing and writing the way I was. Now you've seen my writing.
Yeah.
And I so when I heard that there was going to be a black Batman, I was like,
Hmm.
fuck yeah, I'm picking it up. I'm reading the shit out of this
Right.
because this is important. This is important. And then for us to be, I remember reading this and just being like, Tiff is going to become a Robin. Tiff is going there. She's totally going there. She's going there like every
Hmm.
freaking Robin since the history of all Batman. She's
Right.
going there, right? And when you think about all the ways, especially during that time period, when I say that time period, I mean like pandemic era.
Yeah.
You think of all the different ways that DC went out there and did all these, major moves. We have, just off the top of my head right now, John Kent bisexual, Tim Drake bisexual. You know,
Hmm.
this shit made national news, the normies news.
Hmm.
Okay, the normies. It was on CNN. Okay, DC, by not continuing the series, robbed the world, and specifically black women and girls,
Mhm.
of this moment.
Right.
Because by the end, she's in it. She's in it.
Hmm.
And but
Yeah.
she's like, I don't know what I'm gonna call myself yet,
Right.
but she's running around with
Her
her
and her
brother.
brother team up. Yeah. Yeah. And she finds out, and she's riding with him, and they're figuring it out together. And like you said, she's setting up to be a Robin, and it was amazing to see. And we needed to see things like that. Maybe a little girl needed to see that, to know that she can fucking be like, I don't know. I don't know. I was so heartbroken when they they canceled it. They didn't do anything, and it feels like you know. And I was listening to this other podcasters. They were like, I don't think DC's like racist or anything, but I don't think they're just fucking oblivious, and they don't want to listen
Yeah.
until
And that's almost worse.
something major. And they're like, oh no no no, like, oh no no no, like, and they
That's
don't
almost
want to take a
worse.
chance. They don't ever want to take a chance, but then they'll put out all these fucking other ridiculous ass books, and it's just like, okay. So, but I don't feel like they got
I think
the
it's not
respect that they deserve.
I don't know if they are necessarily oblivious. Maybe they're I feel like if you were going to categorize what DC Comics is thinking by not continuing this book, it could
Yeah,
be something as small as people slept on it and they didn't buy it, so they didn't continue it.
yeah,
It could
right.
be as simple as that. It could be a business decision.
'Cause I didn't know a lot of people that showed up for this book. I did it.
Mhm.
I know Jen did. I know Evil Mike did. I know there wasn't a whole lot of us and I didn't read a lot of DC. Like I said, fucking Future State, that fucking mess was my first event. So I had no idea what was going on, you know?
You're like,
Like,
what is going on here? Just give me Harley Quinn and leave me
yeah,
alone.
just give me, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm showing up, but I remember
Mhm.
going and putting this on my pull list and being excited to like read it and see it, and have an open mind to it. And I don't know. And I just felt like, yeah, it just got fucking washed away. And even when you brought it up, I was like, when we were trying to figure out what to fucking read, and you're like, oh, I was like, holy shit. Why didn't I think, like, holy, that is a great idea, because this book was fucking slept on, but it's so fucking,
It's
it's,
good.
I don't want to say a mess, but it's good. It's good. He had real fucking villains. He had real fucking shit going on. He had real
Mhm.
fucking, like, besides trying to find himself as Batman, trying to find himself in his family, the things that he found out about his family. Like, there was fucking drama, there was fucking love, there was like all these elements
Mhm.
that were there.
I think
They
I
just
think
didn't do
like
shit with
like
it.
I think we've been sitting here and we took a lot of time to like kind of hash out the beginnings of I Am Batman. But when it comes right down to it, to even discuss the second two volumes, which we're ready, we can discuss the second two volumes. We are right now. When we bring up Tiff, that's the major issue. Yeah, we can everything else is a Batman as usual. You know, you
Hmm.
have the villain that he's fighting, that you've got the police force, you got the issue of police brutality in there, and you have racist cops. You have all that.
Yeah.
Okay. But when it comes right down to it, the most important part I feel, and people can disagree with me, that's fine. If people have disagreed with me before, I'll live. Okay. Is the most important part of this is what could have been.
Big. That is it. What could have fucking been? What
Like,
could have fucking
I
been,
think
dude?
about
And that's what, that feeling. Yeah.
because let me tell you something. It's history, okay? It's history on one end because Black Girl Robin, okay?
Yeah.
Right there, okay? But it's history. It's history on a loop everywhere you fucking look, okay? Because you think about it, in history, how has any achievement, any advance happened? Okay.
Hmm.
The white boy gets it first. Then the white woman gets it. And then the black
Hmm.
woman. Okay? So if you look at it, so white men could always vote. Then you have what is it? I think it's the 14th Amendment that allowed black men to vote, right? And then you
Hmm.
have the 19th Amendment, which was white women, and then you had to wait on down
Hmm.
the line for black women to be able to vote. So it's history, always on this loop. And it always comes last around to black women, and that's bullshit. And it's the same
Okay.
thing with fucking Robin.
Right.
And we're not talking about it. And we didn't even
We're talking about
technically
it.
get it.
Bring it back. Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Just
I'm
got a taste,
sorry
a
that
taste of
I'm
what it
so
could have been.
sensitive right now.
No,
But
it is something to be upset about.
and
It is
and
something to feel strongly about. But you know, so.
and
And what are
and
you going to do from now on? What are we doing from here on out, DC? What are we doing? You know?
uh, let's talk. Let's talk what DC is doing, because right now we don't know completely.
Right.
Okay. So we
So
have,
they did. So they did the blackout. Yeah, they did the DC blackout, the fucking boycott, talking
and
about
then what
that.
happened
And
was
then
is you have people like Stephanie Williams saying, guys, hold
mhm,
on, we're working on things, right?
right,
And it's like, okay, Stephanie Williams, what are you working on? Tell us. We can't tell you yet. Well, then,
right.
okay. So,
And did you
so
just say that? Yeah, no, I'm not going to say they just said that, so we would, be still for a moment. But like, yeah, what is it?
because
And
here's
then they tell us like,
we have okay. So what we have coming down the pipeline is we have Static Shock joining the Titans,
yeah,
which is not a lead character. It is not an ongoing led series by a black character.
yeah, right.
Um, we definitely don't have
Catwoman.
anyone coming out and saying Jace Fox Batman will come back. We got Jace Fox. He came back
Mm-hmm.
in a little 6-issue set called The Power Company.
Right,
And in The Power Company, it was a group of black heroes, right? And it was a 6-issue miniseries. So again, not fulfilling the issue.
right.
So there are a lot of people, and basically all we've got right now is a lot of people speculating on exactly what is going to be happening.
Right.
And in any of the speculation, I am not hearing Jace Fox Batman.
Ugh.
I am hearing Vixen.
Yeah. Okay.
So still, I am hearing Vixen. But nothing until you see, until Bleeding Cool is reporting on it. It's
Right. And we have to do our part too, and they should do better at like marketing the shit, pushing out the stuff, putting the resources and the time and the effort into these books too. But we have to show up too. We have to put this shit on our pull list. We have to pre-order the stuff. We have to fucking show up to show these people that black characters fucking sell. Black characters can do just as good. And, you know, they deserve the books. They deserve the love that you would any other fucking all these other characters that you keep writing and writing and writing and writing about. So
is there any
yeah,
particular character that if it's not Jace Fox Batman, um if it's not, coming back and getting us the Tiffany Robin, like, is there any particular character that you would love to see rocket out there?
there were so many characters. You remember we were talking about this. I was like, what am I fucking happened to to fucking who did I say, the gardener? I was like, the gardener, whoever, whatever happened to fucking clown hunter, whatever happened to fucking, what's her name, the one that was with all the tech and
Miracle
the
Molly.
thing, you said it, Miracle Molly. Like, Jace would be the one that I really, really want. I don't know anything about Vixen. I heard a little bit, like watching Melanin Minds. I was like, oh shit, she seems dope. Like, that
Yeah.
seems
I
interesting.
I
You
definitely
know,
like the idea of Vixen. Yeah.
I'm really
So do
hyped,
you know
even
what
though this isn't like,
Vixen's power
huh?
is?
No,
Okay, so basically Vixen can take on the physical properties and power like strength of any animal.
okay. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And look fabulous doing it.
Oh yeah, that part. I was like, God damn, like yeah. But yeah, I would just like to see some of these characters that they just. Where the fuck is Yara Floor? Like, when I started looking back and like digging through all these comics and shit, I'm like, what happened to this character? Where is this fucking character? Where is this fucking character?
So like, and the thing is like when it comes right down to it, um, the gardener is the gardener had a little bit of a story in Poison Ivy.
Yeah, yeah.
And that did not work out well for her. So I don't know what they would really
Mhm.
do involving that. Um, but I mean, somebody could come up with something, you know, why not?
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I like the concept of Vixen because Vixen is this character that got introduced and she got kind of lumped in with other stuff and never really got a she's got this really cool power, right? And she's never really gotten to do much of anything with it. So I
Right.
like the idea of Vixen. In particular, for the fact that I think um, it should be because I feel like it should be a black woman character
Yeah.
because
I'm okay bringing back Jace too. But yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
we're good with that
Like,
too.
eat
I
that
mean,
shit up. Yeah, like I literally was like geeking out with this whole absolute Catwoman. First they said that she was. I swear to you, they said that she was like Afro Afro something, and then now she's just Cuban now, right? So they confirmed it. I'm like, I'll take it. I love her. Like, she's a brown girl. She's beautiful. Don't get me started on these motherfucking covers, okay? But she's doing awesome, and it's just like, all right,
mm-hmm.
see,
Because it's one
see,
of those things where it's like just how like we Jen and Mars they would say um make it gay you cowards, make it black
yeah,
you
yeah,
cowards, make
yeah,
it black
yeah, and
because
give it the same fucking energy that you guys give the other characters. That's what I'm saying. Like, they kind of just like kind of like, yeah,
you
okay,
had the whole
here's this, and then
Dakota universe, the whole Dakota verse, the Milestone Media. You have all of that, and then you guys came out of the gate during the pandemic. You were all like swinging from the rafters. We've got new static. We've got new blood syndicate. We've
mhm.
got all these things, and then all of a sudden it's just like there's nothing. There's just
Yeah,
they went as far as to do like this whole documentary about the history of Milestone.
yeah,
It's like I don't know if it's still on there, but it was on HBO Max and it was a great documentary and it was, about the history of Milestone and now all of like we had, all these, resurgences and revivals of all these Milestone books that were good, by the way. They were also
hmm
good. But What's the problem? What's happening? And get on the record about it,
Um,
DC Comics. Get on the
mhm.
record. Here's the thing. People just look at this whole situation and they think DC Comics is either oblivious or they don't care. So get on the record. What is it? What's the problem? What's the deal? Because we're just kind of like pointing and throwing the dart at the dartboard and hoping we hit the bullseye, and we're not sure
Right.
what's going on.
Do better, DC. Bottom line. Yeah.
Do better.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So I
Yeah, this
think
is
that
definitely pick this up. People, if you don't have this in your library, please pick it up. I know my Hoopla had it, Kindle Unlimited had it, but it's good to have it on your shelves. It's
DC
worth it.
Universe
Like,
DC Universe has it.
so yeah. So definitely check it out.
And we
Definitely
kind of
check
just
it out.
went off
So
on it, like the end. There's 3 volumes of
yeah.
this, and
And maybe
because
yeah, if you within the craziness of how we were talking, if any of it sounds good, go read it all together, all what 18 issues or whatever, and see what happens at the end. And then you're gonna be like, at least I was like, fuck, I want more. Like,
Mhm.
let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Like, let's do this. Let's see how well this can go, and we just didn't get it. So I
Yeah.
don't know, but
I don't know. Like
even though it's
I
not
feel like
finished, and
I feel
now
like we're kind of condensing like these 2 volumes
yeah.
into just a big rant. But you know
Mhm.
what? That's why we're here today. That's why we decided to talk
Right.
about these books, because they
Right.
needed to be ranted about.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you
Yeah.
agree, Gina?
Yes. No, 100%. 100 fucking %. That's why I was like, when she said it, I said, fuck yes, Gary, let's do it. Let's fucking do it.
So
So, and it wasn't for the clicks. It wasn't for anything like that. It was because it was a good ass fucking story. Because nobody fucking talks about it. Because it deserves more love than it was fucking shown. Period.
and
So,
because it happens to be the last book
yeah.
that has everything that people are asking for. So what is
Hmm.
that? Like, so lay it out here. We want a book that has a Black League character, ongoing series.
Ongoing series.
Yeah, Black League
To
character,
love in it,
ongoing series.
not just doing it to shut people up. We don't want to fucking feel like you're just doing it to shut us the fuck up.
Mhm.
Okay? We want you to put the time, the love, the effort, the energy, all your fucking resources, and act like you give a fuck. Okay?
Yeah,
We want some good ass covers. We want some good ass fucking covers. We want some
we
hotness. We want
want
all these things.
we want the kind of thing that makes people
Hmm.
that don't normally read comic books take notice,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you guys did
That
it.
part.
You've done it. You've done it.
We've
And
done it.
and
We've seen it.
it's like, do you remember the media, like when the John Kent was coming out as bisexual? Do you remember this? And how
Right.
like everyone went,
Craziness.
it was on CNN, for crying out loud.
Right.
Like,
Right.
they were talking about actual, like, and we're not talking about comic book movies. They were talking about the actual books on CNN.
Right.
Think about the publicity that would happen the moment
Hmm.
a little Black girl turns to her Batman brother and says, "You know what? My name's Robin.
Yeah.
I'm your Robin,
I'll probably start crying.
because Batman needs a Robin and I'm your Robin." And
Right.
people would lose their minds.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'd lose their minds. in good and bad ways. Because you know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
People will very well at least hate buy that first issue.
And what did Jen used to say? All of it is putting word out there. You see what I'm saying? Whether you're talking bad about it, you're trashing it, or you're fucking talking good about it, you're still fucking talking about it. So that's what
Mhm.
we'll take it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean, people are going to hate buy that first issue or two, you know. We and that gives you sales out of the gate. So, there you go.
there
Publis
you go.
publicity, 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 publicity.
Love it.
Put a freaking ad out there for crying out loud.
Yep.
Gets
Yep.
like seriously, you have all this talent that you could bring in that could effectively write this book, especially Eisner nominated. That's not talked about enough. Stephanie Williams, Eisner nominated.
Right.
Give us a
Right.
freaking like put us in a position where if it's not Jace Fox Batman, we got Vixen, we got Nubia,
Dude.
the
Yeah.
queen of the Amazons. Thank you very much.
Right.
Like uh, John Stewart, the best Green Lantern.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Joe. Yeah. I don't know. Here's to hoping. But it was cool hanging out, Carrie.
Yeah, we made it. We made it 2 hours. We did it.
Yeah. So we did good. But we don't know. Yeah. Cheers. Cheers to Daddy, Jace.
Cheers to the
Mm,
Fox family. Maybe
yep.
somewhere they're figuring their shit out. But anyways, yeah, I think we can end this
DC
here.
will figure their shit out. Yeah.
Hopefully, they're figuring their shit out somewhere in the ethers
That
of
part.
cosmic like storytelling somewhere. Come on, guys. We had a black Doctor Who.
Right.
We can get a black Batman. Like,
Right.
come
I'm
on.
done. But yeah,
Yeah.
so thank you for watching any of this, and we appreciate the love and the support. And yeah, we should be back soon. We don't know what's in store next, but we're here, we're back, and
I have suggestions, but we'll
yeah,
talk about that off camera.
yeah. Okay. But yeah, all right. We'll see you guys next time.
The
Hugs and
bitches will
kisses,
be back.
love, and everything. The bitches will be back. All right, bitches out.